32 days. 32 days. It's been 2 days since the 30-day suspension ended for Primo and Robert Roode. Now that's interesting. We have seen Robert Roode on SmackDown. Where's Primo? Anytime now. Any time. And that is going to be the day that WWE is going to change forever. Like ever. Speaking of change,
Roman Reigns has been buried.
Yeah, that's almost, it feels like I'm watching an alternative universe edition episode of SmackDown. It just doesn't sound right. Roman Reigns buried? Yeah, this ain't real, I'm just dreaming. I'm not even making a video right now. I'm just gonna say something risky and see what happens. Dominic sucks. Shut your mouth about Dominic!
Can you guys imagine what you guys would chant if this turd cutter in the front row was gonna get in the ring?
Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Greatness of SmackDown. What an episode, people. Whatever happened with John Morrison was absolutely amazing. Now, the issue I have with SmackDown is that we get so many highlights, the stories are pretty nice, and it's the show that honestly feels the shortest to me. And that's good, that's actually very good. The issue I have is that every show is being main evented by Roman Reigns, even though the rivalry is absolutely boring. So they start the show with something amazing, and then they're like, okay, yes, so we also have Roman Reigns, go watch that. Meh. But let's start from the beginning of the show. Thankfully, the show kicks off with Miz TV. And The Miz actually apologizes to Kofi Kingston, saying that I'm not a bad guy, I just had a bad day. I apologize. It happens. I tried to defend my family against the Fiend and I failed, so please understand. And I honestly thought that he's not kidding. I honestly thought that WWE just worked me, people. I feel stupid. I feel like a mark. I honestly thought that The Miz is being sincere. And he's actually sorry and he's not turning heel, so The Miz is going to be a babyface. I was wrong. He introduces us to John Morrison. Oh man, I loved seeing that entrance. I missed the theme song. Johnny Mundo is back. Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, I don't care. One thing's for sure, I was disappointed that we didn't get the slow-mo. Where is the slow-mo, people? Anyway, people are chanting welcome back, the guy looks great, and he's basically saying that the original plan was for him to return during the Royal Rumble match, but plans have changed because he's seen what happened with The Miz, and he said, honestly, I'm disappointed. So he's going to change The Miz, right? He's going to be like, okay, Miz, relax, it's all good. No, he was like, I'm disappointed in all of you guys because The Miz has been working so much and you don't give him respect that he deserves. And he started roasting the crowd. So he's basically saying that the fans are to blame, not The Miz. So basically, they've just turned heel. The New Day interrupt and they say that they don't buy the apology, it's all fake. The Miz started being passive-aggressive, saying that I respect you holding that WWE Championship for 6 months, I also respect you losing the championship in 6 seconds. It's 8 seconds, said Kofi Kingston. The Miz has a point. He really doesn't care about the championship, about losing, like that doesn't make any sense. Kofi said that The Miz is changing from cool Miz to obnoxious, annoying Miz. And that's why we got Kofi Kingston versus The Miz in a rematch. It was pretty cool. I loved seeing it just because of John Morrison, but I wanted to see John Morrison in the match. Good news, he's going to face Big E next week. Now, the highlight for me was obviously John Morrison being involved. He did this weirdy flippy stuff to Big E. Absolutely loved it, which actually distracted Kofi Kingston. We got a skull-crushing finale for the victory. So that's how The Miz won the match, and he celebrated with John Morrison. So these two are basically going to be heels. It's 2009 all over again. Now we only need like CM Punk and Edge. I don't know, man. We have Sheamus, so many people back that actually wrestled like 10 years ago, and I love wrestling again, kinda. I'm interested at least. It's the Royal Rumble season, so I mean it makes sense. Man, This is, for me, when it comes to wrestling as a whole, Miz and John Morrison is the most important and interesting thing. It's not the most important, but the most interesting thing to me. Out of everything we've seen so far this week, or yeah, everything this week because SmackDown is the last show. I loved it. Now, I would love to see them as a babyface team as well, but we all know it would be boring very, very quickly. It would get boring quickly. So that was the highlight of the show for me. We got a new episode of Firefly Funhouse. He says that love is special, but not everyone is capable of it. He's looking at Daniel Bryan in this case. The Fiend feels the opposite of love for Bryan. And he basically said that the Fiend is going to face Bryan at Royal Rumble. Goodbye. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose are backstage. Deville is ready to just focus on their tag team, nothing else. But it seems like Mandy Rose is thinking about something else. She had a box, and that's obviously a gift for Otis. I mean, it's not that bad of a storyline. Now, a lot of people hate this kind of stuff on Raw and SmackDown. That's why they like NXT more. Excuse me. If I'm being honest, I kind of want something like this on NXT as well. Not something as silly as this. But I like the funny stuff. I like the segments, promos, weird stuff. I like that. That's the whole package of wrestling to me. I like it. I don't want a show to be just basically 50 matches squeezed into an hour show. I really don't want that. And I hope you guys understand. I like wrestling, but I also like sports entertainment. We got another Elias concert. Like I've said before, babyface Elias is the best. He sang about Royal Rumble. He took shots at WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, saying that he's not here. It was the worst concert so far. It was the least funny one, but it was still pretty nice. Hopefully he will improve over time. And he basically said that he will eliminate Lesnar and challenge him at WrestleMania 36. So that was basically it. Mandy apologizes to Otis and gives him the cake. It says, "I'm sorry." Otis is speechless. Mandy walks off as she has to get to her match. We got Alexa Bliss versus Mandy Rose. It seems like Alexa Bliss had the upper hand during the majority of the match. She's a stronger female, I guess. But during the match, Otis interferes, or basically makes an entrance. Alexa got distracted, and that's how Mandy Rose won the match. After the match, he was eating the cake, Mandy was thankful, and my man was in a good mood. Just between me and you, I think he's about to smash. We got Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks, or at least we were supposed to get Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks, but Sasha Banks was nowhere to be found. We got Bayley on the screen, and she basically said that Sasha could not be here tonight because she's doing something with Snoop Dogg, another album. I don't really remember, but whatever, she's in a studio, I guess. And Bayley only has to be right here because she's the champion. Really? Does she? Ask Brock Lesnar. Ask Brock Lesnar if he has to be on SmackDown, on Raw, every week. Ask that question, Brock Lesnar. The answer is pretty simple. No. But that's understandable. Anyway, Bayley disrespected her and we got a brawl, and you get the point. I'm not that into this rivalry. The only positive thing I have to say is that Lacey Evans as a babyface, in my opinion at least, is actually working. And I'm surprised because it's such a heel gimmick. But same thing goes for Elias. It just works. Same thing goes for Sami Zayn. He's such a babyface, of course that's the opposite. He's such a babyface, you wouldn't think that him as a heel would work, but it's actually even better. So sometimes the marks don't know everything. Daniel Bryan is talking with Kayla, and he basically said that yes, Bray Wyatt changed me as well, but in a good way. I'm even better than I was before. I'm even stronger than I was before. And he's ready to take that WWE Universal title from Bray Wyatt during Royal Rumble. The Rambling Rabbit appears on the TV screen, and he's Bryan's biggest fan and doesn't have a lot of time, but the Fiend is beatable and he knows the secret that will allow Bryan to win the title. The secret is Wyatt appears and squeezes Rabbit until he cannot speak. So, I really don't want this to be an actual thing. Maybe it was just a tease by Bray Wyatt, but if it's an actual character that is not being controlled by Bray Wyatt, I'm talking about the Rabbit, and he knows the secret, it means that there's a way to defeat the Fiend. And boy oh boy, I hope it's not the case. I've heard rumors that it's actually the lighting. If you change the lights, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, is not strong anymore. it's such a stupid idea because once you actually expose that, it's always going to be used and The Fiend is never going to be strong again. It would not make any sense. I believe it's going to happen at WrestleMania against Roman Reigns. Awesome. We got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Braun Strowman. Oh man, that was weak. That was weak. Not a horrible match, but Braun Strowman used to be this monster who would not be in normal kind of matches, and now he's basically 50-50 with Shinsuke Nakamura. Yes, Sammy and Cesaro interfered a lot, but still, I don't know how I feel about it. I just don't care about Braun Strowman. He's always the most boring part of the show. Man, that was bad. He wins the match anyway, and he wants the title. Sammy grabs the title, but I guess we're getting the match because he just defeated the Intercontinental Champione. Sheamus is going to be in a rivalry with Chad Gable, Shorty G. That's what I fear the most. It's going to be another, I'm a big tough guy, and I'm going to defeat all the small guys, fella. No. We seen that just a couple of months ago with Baron Corbin. Corbin versus Shorty G. Did you guys like that? I don't think so. It was cool for 2 weeks, and then they did it for like a couple of months. We're getting that again. Now it's going to be Sheamus. It's going to be the same rivalry with a different person. Man, this is boring. They've already ruined Sheamus for me. Daniel Bryan receives a gift, and it's basically a destroyed rabbit. So we're getting more mind games. Roman Reigns makes his way out, and he's talking about family, because family got his back. The Usos. The Usos came out, and they basically said that if you disrespect Roman Reigns, you disrespect my brother, and you disrespect me, you disrespect the whole familia. I could be wrong, I think they really do get along with Rey Mysterio. You don't disrespect familia. Anyway, you basically get the point. We got the Usos versus King Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. It was pretty nice. I mean, I really didn't miss the Usos that much. I don't know why, but it was decent, I guess. The Royal wanted to interfere, but they got attacked by Roman Reigns. They got knocked out with a one Superman punch, which didn't really make a lot of sense if I remember that correctly. The match continues, but then it ends in a disqualification after Roman Reigns hits King Corbin with a spear. We got Bobby Roode returning because his suspension just was over like a couple of days ago. He's back. He destroyed Roman Reigns. We got a few cool spots after that as well, like Dolph Ziggler doing an elbow drop to Roman Reigns through the table. That was pretty cool. I don't remember seeing that ever. So, you know, I just don't really want to see this rival. I really don't care, people. It's always like that on SmackDown. Every show needs to end the same way, kinda. I don't like that. So for me, the highlight, of course, was John Morrison. I think that went perfectly, and the man still has it. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next week. And here's what I want to see. Miz and Morrison versus The New Day at Royal Rumble for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Miz and Morrison win, and all of a sudden people care about The Miz again. And people care about the Tag Team titles again. I love SmackDown's tag team division compared to Raw. So thank you for watching the video. I would give this show 7.8 out of 10. Pretty good, especially the beginning. So let me know your score in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. And as always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.